Sup guys, this is Phoenix in Wirbelwind, which means whirlwind in German. Germans also nicknamed it Keksdose, which means biscuit tin, that's some kind of pastry, and the turret of this shit looks like that pastry. In shape, hence the nickname. Alright, so despite the low BR and the fairly simple design, this is actually a late war design. Yes, it was actually proposed by a German officer in summer 1944 and produced afterwards. Well, I say produced, but it was actually converted from damaged Panzer IVs. As you can see, this is the same hull. I can only guess by the 80mm of frontal armor that it was probably Panzer IV G or H. I think J is unlikely. I think it should have been produced later than Wirbelwind. So the production / conversion took place in Silesia, which used to be German before the war, but it is partially, but is in part of Poland after the war. And since I had quite a lot of trouble finding out the pronunciation of Silesia, now you can also have some trouble listening, trying to make out the pronunciation in Polish of that region, which I'm going to treat you to. Śląsk. Yeah, good luck pronouncing that. In a town called Zagan. Yeah, I have no clue how Germans pronounced it again. This time I couldn't be bothered to check it. Nowadays called Żagań in Polish, which is not a crazy pronunciation for you. And you might have actually encountered the name if you are interested in military stuff, because this is where American forces have been stationed in Poland since a few years ago. Not some big unit, but some armored unit with Abrams tanks and stuff, if I remember correctly. Well, that doesn't really matter. So overall, only around 100 Wirbelwinds were produced. It had its shortcomings, which I will mention to you as I describe the vehicle. So its production was stopped, and Germans produced Ostwind, its successor, instead. Yeah, I suppose it will suffice in terms of its introduction. Let's talk about the vehicle itself next. So we have an open turret with four 20mm cannons. Yeah, as usual, I'm starting from armament. Now, there's some guy somewhere not far from it. Yeah, there. But there's also somewhere around here. I can hear them. Yeah, I think someone's going to pass by. Let's wait and welcome our friend warmly. Oh shit, T-30. Okay, that was lucky, because it wasn't just once or twice that I failed to kill T-34 from the side point blank. You have to aim very carefully at it. Alright. Hold it. It's not the same tank. I mean, it's a different tank than that one there that I heard here. Yeah, you have to aim carefully just above the tracks when shooting T-34 from the side with this. Otherwise you just won't kill it. Alright, there's someone. Yeah, as you can see, I'm first engaging ground targets to show it to you how tricky using Wirbelwind is against them, since there are going to be no planes early on anyway. Alright. The T-14 is somewhere to the right. But I want to first check out the T-34. I think it's going to come out here. Yeah, so zoom is quite good. The ammo not so much. It's pretty much the same ammo as on the previous 20mm SPAs in the German 3. So we have 4 types of the default, and normal Panzergranate belts are garbage. Wait, did that Cromwell run off? Shit. Or maybe he just died. Alright, I think that guy is going to come out. Wait, you know what? I might have enemies on both my sides. Which is even trickier. Okay.
The enemy has most of the strategic zones.
Alright, no point sitting. Ooh, KV-1. Okay, I cannot touch that guy. Let's pretend I'm not here. Let's see any enemies here. Not particularly. Okay, you know what? Let's go away. Maybe I can cap it. Or at least make some trouble for those guys there. There are some planes, but they're friendly. Okay, so back to armament. We have magazines on those guns. Each has 20 rounds, so basically 4 guns means 80 rounds. Which is not too bad. Going back to ammo, with Panzergranate 40 you stand a chance of killing most enemies from the sighted SBR, except heavy tanks. Yeah, heavy tanks, no thanks. I'm afraid you won't be able to deal them much damage, if any at all. Right, let's see, anyone here? No, that I see. What the heck, is that guy just circling in place or something? It's a friendly plane again. Alright. So back to belts, you should use those two, so Panzergranate 40 and Springgranate, or whatever the abbreviation stands for. This is the high explosive fragmentation incendiary tracer. Yeah, it's actually the same as in the default belt, it would seem. It's quite good against planes, but it has its problem, which is that it's difficult to hit and deal damage from far away. It's only good at short distances. However, the rate of fire is very high, so you can overwhelm enemy planes with fire in terms of density. Yeah, as you can see, it shoots quite hard, but as you can see, not too well at high distances. Sorry, long distances. Also, the reload of over 4.5 seconds is a bit tricky. Right, okay, coming back. He is, but is he flying low or is he behind the tree? Both. There's the second one. Okay, that's a friendly. Let's see if I can shoot that guy. Yeah, but at least the zoom is nice. I think I've mentioned it already. Also, the rate at which the turret is turning around is quite good. And the vertical guidance is a full 90 degrees upwards, so you don't really have a blind spot. Alright, let's... Yeah, another problem with the ammo when shooting far away is that the ammo explodes not too far away from the vehicle. Ooh, wait, that's something lightly armored. I can kill that BTR maybe? Oh, that's where you were. German SPA-10. Oh shit! Alright, T-28. I can damage that fortunately. And there seems to be something on the right, judging by the sound. Is that a friendly plane? Friendly. Alright. Maybe it was the Dicker Max engine. Yeah, so that's pretty much regarding armament. It's good against planes at short distances, tricky at long distances, and it's garbage against tanks, but you can still manage if you are lucky and don't encounter any heavy tanks or heavily armored, frontally heavily armored tank destroyers, like say Su-152. Also okay, that I will say in a moment. Actually, okay, so the next part is armor after armament, and as you can see, the frontal hull armor is quite not bad, but it doesn't matter because anything with a proper cannon can penetrate your hull from the front at this BR, and the super thin armor of your turret means that you are a very easy kill, even not just for planes with their machine guns, but also for 50 cal on the roofs of enemy turrets. Yeah, so things like Chaffee M10, they can easily destroy you with just a series from their turret. Okay, let's try. Then, as you can see, M10 from the front is not an easy kill at all. Alright, there seems to be something moving around here. Yeah, M10 I can destroy from the side, so I need him closer. Alright, let's try to get that guy. Yeah, as you can see, Panzergranate 40 you can destroy planes as well, but the dedicated bullet is better. Yeah, so regarding armor, the open top means that planes are very eager to strafe you. Let's see where the guy is. There seems to be some engine. I'm not sure if there's something there or if it's the guy near me that I'm hearing. Yeah, probably the latter. Still waiting for the F10 to appear. Okay, I can hear some plane. There he is. Yeah, let's use the proper ammo after he gets close enough. Yeah, unfortunately I screwed up my lead at first. Alright, back to armor piercing because I can hear some engine around. Don't want to get caught off guard. Oh, I don't see anything. Which is weird to say the least, because that M10 should have appeared. Chasing at him. Okay, maybe he just went A. I can hear a Stuka. Yeah, it's a friendly one, no problem. Okay, let's go back to Samo. Yeah. This time without the zoom. Alright. I don't like using that angle. Yeah, it's tricky. No enemy is there on the ground. So yeah, ooh. From far away it's again tricky. Yeah, so alright, I forgot to mention that in terms of armament we have artillery support. Ooh, lucky this guy exposed his sight to me. Yeah, so we have artillery support available. There's a plane somewhere, but okay. Gotcha. And there's a second one. Alright. Managed to hit him, but not okay. Some can hit the engine. Okay. Somewhere in that direction. Actually, it's kind of funny how I'm using a spot near the respawn to shoot at their planes and passing tanks. Oh shit! Super lucky, super lucky. T-34 is really tricky to kill at this angle. I mean, actually it's completely tricky to kill with Wirbelwind. Two planes, one somewhere above me and another one there. Okay, he's not trying to get me. The other one, yeah, I don't see it. Okay, let's go back to anti-armor. Ammunition just in case. Yeah. And another thing aside... Okay, he's coming back. Let's go back to anti-ammo. And aside from artillery, another interesting thing is that we have... camping near their spawn, bruh. Oh, quite a few kills racked up, nice. I think something's coming somewhere. Or another enemy plane. Is it friendly this time? Yeah. So like I was saying, another interesting fact is that we have a machine gun modeled in the hull, but it doesn't work, you can't shoot it. So I have no idea why Gaijin bothered, but then again, at least we have a machine gunner which can be used to replace other crew members when they are killed. So there's always something. Guys are unleashing artillery on me. But they don't know where I am exactly. Oh, I can hear a plane. Right, it's there. I don't think I have a chance to get here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it regarding armor. You have to play really carefully because you are extremely vulnerable. Okay, let's switch back to anti-armor. Basically, the only reason why I survived without even dying once is that all those guys were careless. Nobody really tried to get me until the very end, and then still didn't know where I was. And I was in a city, so those were really small, narrow places. So if it was from far away, I wouldn't really deal much damage to those tanks. Just like with that M10 on that hill at one time. However, overall, you can destroy M10 from a side, just as you can destroy a Shaman or a Chaffee. It's the T-34 at this BR that is really tricky. And all heavy tanks. KV-1, there's no chance in hell you can penetrate. Well, let me show you. KV-1, KV-1. See, the lowest armor is 70 millimeters. You can do shit with your 48 millimeters with Wirbelwind of penetration. Yeah. So that's pretty much it regarding armor. Regarding mobility, it's just a Panzer IV chassis. What the hell was that noise, bro? Some new hangar attraction. Anyway, as I was saying, the mobility is just as on Panzer IV because it's using Panzer IV chassis. Do not expect anything more. As a reminder, the reverse on this is minus it's just 7 kilometers per hour at most. Other than mobility, there isn't really much to talk about. No additional features. As for economy, well, it's just pretty garbage. Modifier for research is 142%, which is nothing special. I mean, at this BR you can just drive tanks which have a much better multiplayer. Well, actually, Hetzer has worse multiplayer. Oh, actually, they don't have that much better multiplayer. Okay, never mind, I said nothing. The SL rate, as you can see, is 100%, so it's pretty average for this BR. And max repair cost, it's actually the same as other vehicles at this BR, which is a bit surprising. It used to be cheaper than others, but then again, others used to be more expensive. Next, after economy, the performance. So, just as you saw, it's quite tricky to destroy planes that are far away. I recommend Ostwind for it. But planes close up, you can shred into pieces quite easily as long as you can find the correct lead for it. For tanks, light tanks, tank destroyers, and medium tanks with thinner armor are your prey if you catch them off guard and flank them or go behind them. But otherwise, they can still easily kill you. Basically, Wirbelwind goes down with one shot from a T-34 or a Sherman. Overall, it's good. It's definitely better than this SPA. It's generally better than all SPAs before it, perhaps with exception of this one, which has the same cannon, almost the same cannon as Ostwind, and has the same almost non-existent reload rate. Actually, Wirbelwind and Ostwind, they are both equally good in some ways, and it really depends on which you find personally better, because you have to use different lead and especially different vertical lead compared when you're comparing the two. So really, it's the matter of what you are more comfortable with. But Ostwind can shoot farther away. For example, if an enemy P8 or B17 or Lancaster on another bomber approaches, then you are very unlikely to shoot it down with Wirbelwind from far away, because your projectiles are exploding way too early, way too low to hurt them at all. So my advice tactics are just with any SPA, but with being even more careful, because you are even less of a threat to enemy vehicles at the rank and the BR. It's preferable that differently from SPAs with higher caliber that you go closer behind the front line so that you can provide anti-air support, being closer to the enemy planes and closer to the friendly tanks that you are trying to cover from the planes. Because, like I said, the farther away you are from the planes, the less likely you are to shoot them down. But that again requires that you are very careful and constantly monitor the situation on the ground and in your surroundings. Don't get taken off guard and shot down. It's really extremely rare for circumstances such as in this video to appear, where I could just chill not far away from the respawn and shoot at tanks and planes as I wished. It's really extremely rare. It took me several attempts to record a Wirbelwind video, to the point my mouth's parched and I'm generally annoyed and tired of this little shit. You can definitely include it in your main lineup if you want an SPA. Definitely worth it, and you can take it to higher BRs if you wanted to use it exclusively in the anti-air role. Well, let me think. Generally, it boils down to a choice between lighter caliber, shorter distance, and higher rate of fire, as in more rounds at once, or bigger, stronger gun that shoots less and can reach longer distances. Depends on your preferences, but otherwise you can easily use Wirbelwind until Kugelblitz if you don't like Ostwind. If you like Ostwind, then well, you have Ostwind too. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I suppose. The worst enemies, contrary to expectation for Wirbelwind, aren't enemy tanks, unless you are careless or too close to the enemy front line, to the front line and to the advancing enemies, but planes. When they notice your open top, they will definitely swarm you. They will get so ecstatic as though you gave them some aphrodisiac. The worst problem, which Oswin shares by the way, is when 2 or 3 enemy planes spot you and take turns to approach. Especially if they approach you together from different directions, you're very likely to be toast because it's very easy for 50 cals or higher caliber machine guns and cannons from a plane to decimate your crew or detonate your ammunition and basically one-shot you with a single strafing. A single strafing. That season. I forgot what. Okay, never mind. Screw this. So yeah. So preferably don't stand right in the open if there are many planes around. They will quickly identify you when you start shooting and then focus on you to take you down because you are an easy kill. Well, an easy kill that can shoot them down easily too, but nonetheless an easy kill because they don't need rockets and bombs to get you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching and until the next time.